familiar with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not.
Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through. The end zone for a touchback.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Right 50, Hey, watch the slant. Check 24, check 24.
X3, 218, chopper.
50. Hey, check.
Smooth.
50. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Here's Miller on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hey, box truck. 5.
Now Miller to throw on 2nd down. And he'll get this one complete to Winslow. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Leo, 61, match pocket.
Operating for the gun. Miller, and that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. 22 jet bombers.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go. Watch the edge. Check safety.
Deep gripper.
On 1st down, it's Chandler, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Manning. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Manning. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Fielded just inside the 20. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Let's go. Check 50, check 50.
Miller now. Gonna throw again. Looking deep downfield. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
On second and a couple. Manning. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0.
Makes the score Lions 7, Bengals nothing.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
He's not going to get me.
They'll run on first down. Chandler. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
You ready?
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. All
Get
day.
it.
On second down, it's Chandler. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
To the ball. Let's keep moving.
Deep grip.
Here's Manning to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 45 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Greystone, travel.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Watch twist, watch twist.
Let go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a give right side. Chandler looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field.
From the gun, it's Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Come on,
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down at the 43. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 32. And the Lions 1st down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Right back to him on 1st down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Bengals 43-yard line.
Set up. 60 Pittsburgh. General West.
Tight end right.
Shoot.
Miller looking to throw on 2nd down. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay.
Complete to Kenny Galladay. A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Miller. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will knot us up at 10. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
on the double.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Switch.
They'll try the left side. It's Chandler. He's got the first down and more past midfield. A big play there for the Bengals. 48 yards on the ground. And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Throwing now is Manning. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From 17 yards out, as his guys are able to regain the lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it, and he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
The extra point up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
On the ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. 2nd and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the
Look at me. Zipper.
They'll try the left side. Chandler, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Manning. Airing one out for Boyd. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
X3, ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Pardon me, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Set, 15, line, 15 line. 61, match box, right.
50, check right, check right. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Jim.
2.
Here's Miller to throw on second down. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. He's going to air one out. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. Johnson, the intended target. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
You go tight. You got,
hey, lock it.
You got tight right there. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
On first down, it's Chandler, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Got it.
55, my God, 55. Stop your whining.
Throwing is Manning on third down. And he will find his man on the outside. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Ready.
D-minus 50. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long
Throwing on first down is Manning. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
You better be afraid of me.
No.
You better be afraid of
Bam! Bam! Go!
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Let's go now. 30 base. Protein spill.
On first down, Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, Echo.
Now Manning. It's caught inside the 25. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, break.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they...
And this will be caught at the 30. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, 74 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready up.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Gator.
Army. SOS.
Greystone, Travis.
SOS. Check 52.
Get it.
They'll keep it on the ground. Chandler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ready? 60 yards.
55, Mike.
That's exit. Big trip.
To throw on third down. Manning. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now Miller, off play action. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Miller. Complete. It's Johnson. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Miller now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get this one to Galladay. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38.
Ready?
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Miller operating from the gun. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
2 times.
Go. Look at me. Go. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Chandler, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
On the set.
Switch up.
Recon, 152 fighter.
On second down now, it's Chandler. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Go.
Mike, 55. Right there.
On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 7-yard line.
To throw on second down, Miller. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 24. Johnson was the intended receiver. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
He's checking.
On second down, it's Chandler. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19.
Well, Brendan, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Here's Miller throwing on 3rd and long. And the pressure gets to him again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
61, matchbox lights. 2.
Now a play fake. Manning. And he's going to go down again. Trey Flowers able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Manning now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on 3rd down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll let this one go deep right sideline. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Lions on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Miller. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. Now Miller throwing on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh. Go.
They'll run on 1st down. Chandler. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go, set, 30 base.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Slam, slam.
Yep. Any weapon.
Check 49.
Hit it.
On first down, it's Chandler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter.
Mike 51. Time to go, night-night.
Yes, yes. Look, squeeze.
Kill.
Check 13. Check 13.
Check.
Hey, lock it. Snap.
They'll keep it on the ground. Chandler. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Taking it in from 24 yards out. For the Bengals, they widen their lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Miller now throwing to start the drive. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Steps away to his left. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A gain of 6 there on first. 2nd and 4. High throw, but he makes the catch. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Miller from the gun, he'll throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. From 4 yards out. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Check 99.
Go.
Mine's 50. Watch twist.
You're out. Pilot, 64, weak. He's driven.
They'll run on first down. It's Chandler. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Watch out.
Greystone, travel.
They'll keep it on the ground. Chandler, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Let's go. 15, line. 15 line.
On third down, it's Chandler. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long, and it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for Cincinnati, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next.